Back, day 2 of the Premier Circuit, Major 2, live from San Antonio, Texas. My name is Quinn, better known as Colorblind, joined with Zepp, and we have a clash of legends, quite literally. Legend 6 Gold taking on Legend 6 White here today, and this is going to be a fun one, and the maps are really interesting, Zepp.
Yeah, the maps are incredibly interesting, which I'm sure we are about to get into. But man, both of these teams playing against each other. The Legends of 6 crew, Gold versus White. Who is going to come out on top as we take a look at the rosters here? Super interested to see how this one is going to go. Got a chance to cover both of these teams before. But honestly, I wouldn't have a clue in saying which way this is going to go. It could be quite an evenly contested affair.
Yeah, no, I mean, between the players, Marco is definitely a player to look out for on Legend 6 White. My production staff has given us some really, really good statistics, and if those statistics are entirely right, everyone on Legend 6 Gold has over 100 kills in that round-robin rotation set. So they are all fraggers, all things considered, but it's going to be very interesting. We're taking a look at our maps here, sub-base, to kick things off on Hardpoint, and that's the interesting one that we talked about. Not necessarily the most what would we say, played map in terms of the map set, maybe.
Well, you know, I'm going to come out with a little bit of a hot take here. I know it's not the most played, but I quite like a sub-base hardpoint. I know it's not a fan favorite, and I get that the spawns are a bit awkward on the map, but look, it's a larger map, largely favors sort of like an AR dominated role. You're really trying to get control of the top areas of the map. The hills are incredibly separated from each other. You have some real strong points to hold along with some points that can be slightly more mixy. I think it's one of those maps that really rewards you for the efforts of locking down a spawn or doing a job on a point. It's not one of those maps where you can make a mistake and then just be able to hop straight back on it like it means nothing. What you do matters in every instance on the map, so there's no room for mistakes on a sub base, and that's where, you know, both of these teams are going to have to start off strong and try and be as flawless as possible, because otherwise a team's going to get in here, and if they're warmer, they're going to start chaining some hills early.
Yeah, and those hills, very, very interesting to see. It's a long rotations as well, as you alluded to, a larger map, so longer rotations. So it's going to be interesting as both of these teams have to hit that left foot, right foot express. But then we go into that 6-star search and destroy another more newer map, and it should be interesting to see where we get taken to with that. Invasion will be our middle ground, the control, before we head into a Vista and Rio, if we need them, which I mean, both between these two teams, they are neck and neck. It's going to be very interesting to see which team will come out. And as you alluded to, once again, that sub-base hardpoint, it is very imperative that you get off on that right footing. And if you don't, I mean, things can fall apart at the seams.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's going to be the story of these first 3 maps. You know, sub-base hardpoint, just incredibly tactical, incredibly like, play your timing, play your placement perfect, and make sure you win your gunfight. You have to make sure to play your life. 6-star search and destroy, a map that's very similar, and like all search and destroys, playing your life is important. But then an invasion control, even though it is a wide map, it can be a little more mixy, as you know, you're either going to bomb towards an A or B incredibly quickly and try and get a quick cap on something. But it can be a tactical affair later on in the map in terms of how you work around the setups of how a team or how your opposition sets up. So ultimately, I think it's just going to be a set of the first 3 maps, at least, where it's incredibly open, it's incredibly tactical, and who is going to be the team that sort of dominates and gets that map control first, I think is going to be the difference maker.
Yeah, that tactility parlays very well into the next map, that S&D. It's going to be very interesting. Again, which team will come out on top in this map, number 1? I feel like having that sub-base hardpoint thrown into the mix, although it's not necessarily the most common starting hardpoint map, you start to get a little bit more information on between these two teams, which one is potentially operating on more of a tactical level, which parlays very well into that S&D. Let's cut the yap and let's jump on in to the fragging. Let's get it going. Legends of 6 Gold, Legends of 6 White. Who's the real legend here today?
And Legends of 6 White initially on the hill to begin with, and are they going to be able to hold out against the initial wave? Marco Stallion with 2, Mansions with 1, but Danny Mac coming in with 2 of his own, and you know, very good start. Ultimately, Legends of 6 White though just holding on to that point to begin with and getting those all-important seconds, as already the gold side will be looking to make their way over towards that P2 and get some spawn control, but Marco Stallion is holding out on that side.
Yeah, you really look towards Marco to get this team started early on. He's potentially going to be this team's anchor, especially in that AR role. You look for him to really get this team clicking early in the map set. Turning our attention over towards that second hard point, which is exactly where Legends of Six Gold are trying to occupy. But you have Jaden sitting in this ratty little corner. Will the timing be in his favor? No, it will not. And that gives a lot of room for the gold players to work with.
Yeah, the gold players having a good moment now to get some time and causing the white side to spawn out. Meaning we're about to see how the white side's breaking power is going to be. We've seen them hold, but how are they at pushing into hills? We're about to see it. We're on board with Mansions, who picks up one against Drew, and Jaden managed to pick up one as well. Cheeseburger's going to try and get in and help out his side, but so far the kill's going towards the side of white as they look now to be getting this time and also getting the right spawns, but they're going to want to flip them again very quickly, as Marco Stallion already onto that, trying to get pushed out the mid, but Drew going massive, as Legends of Six Gold will be able to get that scrap, I think just about get the majority of the time, as now it looks like they also have the spawns held as well. You can see the position that Cheeseburger is taking up towards that P3 side. Could pick up a massive couple of kills here.
Yeah, White are going to have to use the last 10 seconds here to try and flip these spawns in any which way that they can. P3 coming online. Drew will be the first line of defense here, getting early, getting active over towards the side of the site. First kill on the board, but Marco rounding the corner once again. 2 kills on the board for him. Completely flips the tides the way of the white players. And that is a seamless break out of them. That has been time and time again thus far in the early stretch what we have seen. They have those breaks and they get them seamlessly.
Yeah, Legends of Six White are looking very strong on those kind of individual breaks, that 1v1 gunfire power, but Legends of Six Gold are also able to answer back with moments of their own where they do get threes down and get in and get on a point, and ultimately here they're able to get in, get it contested a bit, but it is the white side who are managing to hold out the majority of this time, as it's now 43 to 83, a 40-point gap as we get ready to rotate onto this next point, of which Legends of Six Gold do seem to be holding out on, as we are on board with Cheeseburger absolutely popping off there with a 2, as Legends of Six White are going to have to go in and break again. It has been the gold side who have been seemingly better with the rotations thus far, but not able to utilize those rotations as strongly as they would like to be.
Now the question becomes, will this be the opening that the gold players need, or will this be yet again another script that we have seen time and time again, where Marco gets active early on, gets a couple of key kills to go their way, and Legends of Six White break on in. Danny Mac, though, will shut down Marco, at least for the time being, so hold on. No, it's a full white feed, and we have seen this script take place once again. That being said, though, gold, they do have the spawns to
Hello and welcome, folks. We are here and we are live. The Crown Crusaders Showcase week numero dos. Coming at you hot. FBI Tugboat. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend. How are we doing on the day there, Zarin?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful Thursday summer evening, and well, we got 2 heavy hitters coming in against each other here in week number 2. As you said, I'm excited to see both of these teams face off against each other. Of course, Kex coming in favor of Marco for at least map 1, so we'll see if Marco checks in at some point during the series, but nevertheless, still 2 very equal teams in my eyes.
Absolutely. 1-0 off the forfeit in week 1 of Speedy Whiteman. Destro looking for their first win of the Crown Crusaders Showcase. On board now with Zadam Savage. Nicely done, a first piece, but that's not going to be enough to crack this hard point yet.
See Kex trying to pick up that kill. No, but Siski shuts him down, looking for the third. But Stewie coming up at the top. Eski's going to shut him down. And you see Speedy Whiteman trying to regain some sort of map control. The battle for mid ensues as Aiden looking for this player. He picks him up too, so that's going to push Destro all the way back towards, Speedy Whiteman all the way back towards P3. And you see the setup right now from SW.
See it as it is coming on in here on board of the Valix. Valix, every single time we have checked in, seems to have a little bit of damage on. That's going to fall to the crack in the back. Vale ending at 4-2 right there, Zarin. Taking a look now. Next hard point, maybe a new lease on life as Stewie gives him the business and then ties to the trophy system. Hate to see it.
Yeah, it was a great opening 2 kills from Savage to really open things up for Speedy Whiteman. He followed it up with a third as well, as you see them start to take the point, but Destro spawning close, they fight back, and looks like they're going to get this final 16 seconds. However, it is going to be Speedy Whiteman down 30, but they are here at new already, but can Siski do anything about it?
Yeah, and in a difference like this, 16 seconds worth fighting over now. This is Destro kind of dedicating a player back, now losing that one. Zadam finds it, Mansions with another one. It's a little bit off the top, and then Adam Savage continuing his reign of terror with the tri-pistol in his hand.
Yeah, you see player number 3, that's Caden Shoxy in the back, needs to stay alive as long as he can for his team to come up. He does get a huge kill, so that's going to pull the attention from player number 5. It's going to be Stewie looking for him in the back. He's going to have help from Nick Manches as he's Siski and co. coming in from the front. Good kill from him. Shoxy gets another one in the back, somehow still staying alive. Not able to get spawns for his team either, so Speedy Whiteman catch a break as Kex picks up 2 on your screen.
That's going to be really, really tough. Yeah, so as you said there, Destro Gaming just trying to lodge Shoxy in the back right there, influence these spawns. Nothing doing as Speedy Whiteman just continue to pour out of the corner. And that's not going to be enough there for Aiden either.
No. Good kills from Kex again on that 7 streak. Already has the cruise missile early on in this game. We're pretty much dead even as we head into P4. And you see the setup right now. Speedy Whiteman in the favorable side as Aiden and co work along the top. But good shots from Mansions to take him down. But Shoxy on the backside able to take down both. And now all of a sudden, complete control from Speedy Whiteman eliminated off the map as Destro looked to regain access to P4.
No one was on there taking points, but that's not going to matter given that Destro is given such fantastic spawns. 3 down, 4 down, Speedy might and putting down where they stand, and now spawning out Narnia.
Spawning out in Narnia is absolutely right. You see all 4 players working through bottom P3. Shoxy on the defense, gonna stay alive for now, but Aiden with the big flank gets 2, distracts him more, and well, 4 down again, and you see how far they're gonna spawn out here, all the way back P2. That's a huge double wave for Destro, and now control of P5 already, as you see Aiden already pushed up, getting those spawn kills.
Folks, if you got friends in the stream, you might want to have clipped that one. 2 full team kills there for Destro, nets them about a 30-point advantage, but as we say, new rotation of hard points coming in here soon. A new lease on life, possibly. Aiden 1, Shoxy another. Valix falls throughout the thick of things. This is now Kex just trying to work his way. It's just hard to work through this middle area, man. There's just so many angles with which bullets can fly on in at you.
Well, especially when you got Shoxy running it down like he is on a 10 streak. Aiden looking towards that streak for himself also. This is completely flipped on its head. It looked like Speedy Whiteman had so much control of P4, but insta wiped by Destro Gaming 2 times has turned into an absolute bloodbath as Shoxy on 13 kills drops that trophy, looking for more. There's 14, but will finally drop to Kex, who still has that streak in his back pocket. But wow, what a run from Shoxy.
Folks, Shoxy was 5-8 last time he died, okay? Or 5-7, excuse me, last time he died. Just give you a little bit of context there. New hard point, new rotation. Destro is going to be looking to crack this tough nut and get in here. Speedy Whiteman fully set up on here. They do lose a corner. That's Kex. Stewie finding the pickup right there against Shoxy. A great kill to have had as Siski finds a 2-piece.
You see Stewie struggling a little bit for Speedy Whiteman. Perhaps that's the lone reason why Speedy Whiteman aren't really close in this game just yet, but this could be a huge hill for them. But as I say that, it's Destro Gaming able to get 3 down. That's going to leave player number 6 Mansions by himself towards the vending side as his teammates spawn all the way across the map.
Really are. That's going to be a huge win there for Kex. Like looking towards the future, not against it. Kex will be influencing these spawns if this is preferential in 10-15 seconds. We'll give it up here to get preferential location on the next hard point. Well, that's easier said than done as Destro just flows in like a flood. It's an absolute avalanche right now, and any kind of positioning that was going to be played for is completely null and void.
Yeah, and you see Kex was all the way in the back, but it's going to be Shoxy who snuck through. Kex finally
there you go.
Finds him out, and Stewie there for the help as well. So good retake from Speedy Whiteman. They get the spawns back. They force Destro all the way back towards P4, but just like that, Bayou able to get 2 kills for himself. Shoxy up in the SMG looking for his second. Gets the kill as well. Kex gets taken out, and just like that, Destro with control. However, it's still Speedy Whiteman in the back.
Vale putting on a clinic right now with the MCW. Long-range shots. He'll have to put more postage on those pieces of lead next time if he wants to make sure that they get there. Nicely done. Last couple of shots finding that one as well. And even though Destro has about a 100-point lead right now, Speedy Whiteman, they're giving up is not in their repertoire right now here. My man.
Oh, you see Aiden working on that flank. Not going to do any good as players from Speedy Whiteman going to spawn behind him. He's just going to get caught out in kind of an awkward spot, but it's Destro on the time. Savage trying to get a kill for himself, but Vegu takes him down. No problem at all. Looking across the 200-point threshold is Destro. There's one. There's two for Shoxy again. 25 and 11 for Caden Shoxy here in map number 1. And he's continuing his dominance with the help of his teammates. Gotta talk about Siski too. What a map he's had. Complete mid control now from Shoxy and co. And this is looking ugly for Speedy Whiteman.
Yeah, 22-16 there, 27 and 11. It's easy to point our fingers at these kinds of numbers and really break down why Destro is ahead by, 150 points right now. Is there anything else that you really see that Destro did, outside of the 2 times team kill on the .4 first rotation, that Destro's really come out and employed their influence over to have garnered a lead like this?
Yeah, I mean, you could talk about Shoxy's individual performance, but really, it's these 3-4 dead clean wipes that they managed to get. It just completely breaks open the hill, because more often than not, it feels like Speedy Whiteman have been early on the rotations, but Destro able to answer back without an issue whatsoever. And, well, trades going back and forth here. 22 points away is Destro from taking map number 1, and they're well on their way.
There's Shoxy investing one of the kill streaks, probably got a couple in the pocket. I mean, I don't even know how many streaks the guy has gone on as of right now. Speedy Whiteman at least hitting triple digits. They'll have something to put in the back pocket right here, but it'll be a Herculean effort, a rough ask and a tall task to get the Speedy Whiteman to come back now with only 15 points to go for Destro Gaming.
Yeah, Destro can still win here, but it doesn't look like anyone's really close, so they're just going to elect to rotate, get control of mid. You see player number 3, Shoxy, already making his way over there. This is going to be a huge battle here. Kex needs to win this one to get some sort of control. Stewie gets killed from behind, so that's going to pull the attention of Kex. Free kill for Shoxy, but Mansions able to retake control for himself, and, well, back and forth we go as mid control going to go the way of Speedy Whiteman, but on the point is Destro, 10 seconds left.
Yeah, this has just been a slow burn since about 2 hard points ago. An insurmountable, I mean, I'm not going to call it insurmountable because I've watched 249 comebacks, you know what I'm saying? But 5 seconds right here with all the time in the world, a couple of minutes here required for Speedy Whiteman. And this could just literally be, hey, you guys take this hard point, we'll see you on the next one. As long as we sit there for 5 seconds, this hard point map will be over on Rio.
5 seconds. Time dwindling down, 2 seconds left to go. Kex able to get Shoxy off the point, but that will do it. It's going to be Destro with the map 1 win here on Rio Hardpoint, and a dominating one at that.
Yeah, it says 250. I believe this is 135 or so. Didn't quite catch the exact number there, Zaren, but you put it perfectly. I asked you the question, you gave him the answer, man. There are infrequently hard points that you can go forth and take W's on when there's individually you're seeing one of these squads get 2 full team wipes, an entire dedication of endurance, and all the resources that you got on a single hard point. Tough stuff. Tough stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned those 2 clean team wipes. I mean, that pretty much broke the game wide open for Destro. That from there on out, they looked almost untouchable. And again, you talk about the individual performance from Shoxy and even Siski on that map, but you look to the other side, just couldn't really get anything going. Obviously, not having Marco, I think, is a big loss for this team, especially in hardpoint. Marco's submachine gun ability is very well noted, especially late in the Modern Warfare 3 Challenger season. He came on like crazy, so that's definitely a big miss for them. I'm not blaming Kex whatsoever. He actually, I believe he performed the best on the team, but still, you take a guy like that out, it's just a little bit of maybe chemistry mismatch.
The other big thing, obviously, and again, Marco and the Marco Stallion here, anybody knows the tag or whatnot, fantastic player in his own right. Kex was showing like the kind of the game sense as well. This was towards the beginning of this game, Zarin, that we saw Kex dedicate, I mean, 15, 20 seconds off of a spawn just to run over here and try to influence spawns, try to get something preferential on that next hard point as it was coming in. This is the kind of forward thinking and trying to like sow seeds that will go forth and blossom to beautiful crops later on in a map that will take teams down with W's. But again, it is just mathematically hard to overcome a situation where I believe, as you said, Kex was the only person that ended for the Speedy White Men at a positive KD, whereas on the other side, Destro, every single person positive. And when you talk about Siski, when you talk about Shoxy there, you're talking about closer to double digit, 2-0s than 1-0s, right? These are just hard numbers to overcome, really.
100%, 100%. And you talked about Kex's in-game Santa. Well, they're gonna need it here as 6-star S&D is next up on the docket. One of the more, I would say, basic search and destroy maps in this game. Obviously, the 3 lanes. You got the B side, middle, and towards the A side. I mean, there's a lot you can do on the defensive side specifically, especially if you get aggressive up towards mid. And I'm looking at Kex to be the guy to make the play calls for the Speedy White Men team to tie up the series.
Absolutely. We had to jump right on into this one. We will be jumping right on into Search and Destroy 6-star, as Zarin pointed out. I'm not going to go so far as to call it a basic map, but there really is just kind of like this is more of a chess match within S&D, more so in my opinion than many of the other maps featured within this current game. We just had to hop right on into this. I want to talk a little bit about now some what the Please players are playing for. Of course, this is the Crown Crusader Showcase Week 2 out of 4. Destro again 0-1 from last week. Speedy Whiteman taking a W off of the forfeit. Now we're taking a look at a $1,000 prize pool, and folks, we're looking at relegations. Yes, this is not European soccer. It's just a fantastic format in which they use. The top 2 here will auto qualify, of course, for further competitions. Bottom 2 will get relegated. We'll get relegated all the way down, and of course the top 2 from the under league, the league right under this one, will be relegated, promoted, however you want to say it. They'll be promoted on up to this current league. Absolutely love it, and I love the format of this stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I love the relegation style, like you mentioned. It's very unique. We don't see it in Call of Duty, and perhaps we should see it in certain places, but that won't be mentioned. But nevertheless, a cool format that Premier Circuit has put together here, as well as Crown. So I'm excited. I don't think these two teams are on the brink of relegation or even have a threat of being relegated. I think both of them are very strong in their own right. And I think as we move further into the series, we're going to see that more and more. And obviously, going forward, we're only a week 2, and this is very, very late in the Modern Warfare 3 season. So it's really going to be about who wants it more at this point. Everybody knows how to play the game, especially at a level like this. So I'm very much looking forward to this second half of the season.
The second half's, I'm saying, towards the end of a COD's life cycle, it's so interesting to me because you start saying, okay, all the top stuff is done now, right? All the Saudi Arabian stuff is done now, right? But this is really where the grinders come out and ploy their influence, like the stuff that they have learned across a game. Yeah, a lot of these are older maps. That's not my point. These are passion players who are coming on in here and giving it their all. At this point, folks, before we head on into 6-star S&D, I want to give a big shout out to one of the organizations that do make competitions just like this one possible, and that is Pulse Controller. Of course, that is Pulse, P-U-L-Z-E controllers. You've heard of them. Many of you have even used them. I would encourage you now, go on the old Googler, type it in, again, P-U-L-Z-E controllers. Check them out. That is some top-end, really, really high-end stuff as far as esports hardware, and they can help you just shot a little bit better. We're talking the background here. We are going to be looking possibly a little sub action. I don't want to destroy the surprise here, so we'll let you guys find out when we return from a very short break. FBI Tugboat, Zarin will be back with you in just a little bit.
Back, day 2 of the Premier Circuit, Major 2, live from San Antonio, Texas. My name is Quinn, better known as Colorblind, joined with Zep, and we have a clash of legends, quite literally. Legend 6 Gold taking on Legend 6 White here today, and this is going to be a fun one, and the maps are really interesting, Zep.
Yeah, the maps are incredibly interesting, which I'm sure we are about to get into. But man, both of these teams playing against each other. The Legends of 6 crew, Gold versus White. Who is going to come out on top as we take a look at the rosters here? Super interested to see how this one is going to go. Got a chance to cover both of these teams before, but honestly, I wouldn't have a clue in saying which way this is going to go. It could be quite an evenly contested affair.
Yeah, no, I mean, between the players, Marco is definitely a player to look out for on Legend 6 White. My production staff has given us some really, really good statistics, and if those statistics are entirely right, everyone on Legend 6 Gold has over 100 kills in that round-robin rotation set. So they are all fraggers, all things considered, but it's going to be very interesting. We're taking a look at our maps here, sub-base, to kick things off on Hardpoint, and that's the interesting one that we talked about. Not necessarily the most, what would we say, played map in terms of the map set, maybe?
Well, you know, I'm going to come out with a little bit of a hot take here. I know it's not the most played, but I quite like a sub-base hardpoint. I know it's not a fan favorite, and I get that the spawns are a bit awkward on the map, but look, it's a larger map, largely favors sort of like an AR dominated role. You're really trying to get control of the top areas of the map. The hills are incredibly separated from each other. You have some real strong points to hold along with some points that can be slightly more mixy. I think it's one of those maps that really rewards you for the efforts of locking down a spawn or doing a job on a point. It's not one of those maps where you can make a mistake and then just be able to hop straight back on it like it means nothing. What you do matters in every instance on the map, so there's no room for mistakes on a sub base, and that's where, you know, both of these teams are going to have to start off strong and try and be as flawless as possible, because otherwise a team's going to get in here, and if they're warmer, they're going to start chaining some hills early.
Yeah, and those hills, very, very interesting to see. It's a long rotations as well, as you alluded to, a larger map, so longer rotations. So it's going to be interesting as both of these teams have to hit that left foot, right foot express. But then we go into that 6-star search and destroy another more newer map, and it should be interesting to see where we get taken to with that. Invasion will be our middle ground, the control, before we head into a Vista and Rio, if we need them, which I mean, both between these two teams, they are neck and neck. It's going to be very interesting to see which team will come out. And as you alluded to, once again, that sub-base hardpoint, it is very imperative that you get off on that right footing. And if you don't, I mean, things can fall apart at the seams.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's going to be the story of these first three maps. You know, sub-base hardpoint, just incredibly tactical, incredibly like, play your timing, play your placement perfect, and make sure you win your gunfight. You have to make sure to play your life. 6-star search and destroy, a map that's very similar, and like all search and destroys, playing your life is important. But then an invasion control, even though it is a wide map, it can be a little more mixy, as you know, you're either going to bomb it towards an A or a B incredibly quickly and try and get a quick cap on something. But it can be a tactical affair later on in the map in terms of how you work around the setups of how a team or how your opposition sets up. So ultimately, I think it's just going to be a set of the first three maps at least where it's incredibly open, it's incredibly tactical, and who is going to be the team that sort of dominates and gets that map control first, I think is going to be the difference maker.
Yeah, and that tactility parlays very well into the next map, that S&D. It's going to be very interesting. Again, which team will come out on top in this map number one? I feel like having that sub-base hardpoint thrown into the mix, although it's not necessarily the most common starting hardpoint map, you start to get a little bit more information on between these two teams, which one is potentially operating on more of a tactical level, which parlays very well into that S&D. Let's cut the yapping. Let's jump on in to the fragging. Let's get it going. Legends of 6 Gold, Legends of 6 White. Who's the real legend here today?
And Legends of 6 White initially on the hill to begin with, and are they going to be able to hold out against the Nissa wave? Marco Stallion with the 2, Mansions with 1, but Danny Mac coming in with 2 of his own, and you know, very good start. Ultimately, Legends of 6 White though, just holding on to that point to begin with and getting those all-important seconds. As already the gold side will be looking to make their way over towards that P2 and get some spawn control, but Marco Stallion is holding out on that side.
Yeah, you really look towards Marco to get this.
Hello and welcome back, FBI Tugboat. My name's Zarin. We are here. The Crown Crusader Showcase Week number 2 continues now. Destro taking down a 1-0 lead off of Rio. The hard point there, Zarin. It wasn't particularly close.
No, not close really at all. I mean, we saw the first about 3 hills. I think it was about 52-50 in favor of Speedy Whiteman, but that P4, the 2-team wipes, was the ultimate seal. I mean, even that early on for Destro to take that map. And moving into the 6-star, we got Marco back in the lineup now for Speedy Whiteman. So excited to see what he can do. And well, there's a hot start as Marco Stallion able to get first blood.
Ooh, trying to get this one done, but this gallop will stop right there as Vale finds a couple. That's fantastic stuff, but just like that, we have boiled ourselves down to a 1v1.
Stewie
Not
struggled
really,
in map number 1, just didn't really have a chance there. As it's going to be Destro once again clutching up and taking the first round here in this S&D, and what was a, well, pretty quick round.
Yeah, man, blink and you miss it, man. Blink and you miss it. Also, this is more so for me than it is for you. Speedy Whiteman now on the left, Destro Gaming now on the right. I will have to remember that. I'll have to remember that. Yeah, a quick one right there. I said it came down to a 1v1 there, Zarin, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Stewie turns the head, doesn't really check the corners right there, anticipating pressure from another side. Can't quite get it in. Taking a look on board now with Mansions. Mansions, everybody's just sprinting right down. This is the middle. Destro Gaming on the offense.
Mansion's not going to be able to see anything down mid, and this is what I'm talking about on defense for 6-star. You see how aggressive you can get pushed up into mid and really start to disrupt the setup. Good opening shots there from Marco. Fresh off of work and loading up into the middle of this series as his team finds themselves down 0-1. Savage follows that one up with a kill for himself. So now a 2v4, going to be a little bit difficult for Speedy Whiteman to bounce back, sorry, for Destro to bounce back in this one, but Vayu able to get 2, trying to sneak away, but not going to happen as Siski drops as well, and Speedy Whiteman going to tie it up.
There you go. Defense going to bring supreme here in rounds 1 and 2, tied series. And as you were mentioning it, we can delve a little bit more into this. 6-star now, you know, towards the end of this game cycle, major competition's done. The S&D chess match for this map kind of goes pretty frequently a whole lot. As you mentioned, just how far defense can go forth, interrupt the setups. I mean, nothing against Marco Stallion, but this is a kill that was kind of garnered off the back of just a straight up surprise, and that's just what the defense can do on this map on Search and Destroy.
100%. We'll see how Destro elect to answer now on the defensive side themselves. Shoxy's going to get really aggressive with this SMG. I don't know if this is going to be expected. This is a fantastic spot. Mansions draws first blood. So, Aiden's going to fall. Shoxy going to get caught out here a little bit. He might be in a bit of trouble. As you see, yep, there he goes. Stewie from behind going to take him down, and now a 3v2.
Tradesies. Siski, last man alive right here. We'll have a wide rotation. Adam probably meeting him there soon. Closing as much distance as he can will be great for Siski, though. Staring at 1-0 as of right now. Doesn't quite check the corners, and this was an uneventful and less dramatic finish than it could have been here, Zarin.
Certainly could have, and, well, Speedy Whiteman with 2 in a row now. That's a nice offense victory. You like those if you like to play S&D, and, well, still down in the series, but a good start nevertheless for Speedy Whiteman as they get 2 quick ones.
Back to back. That's how S&D rounds get 1 overall. Of course, this is Speedy Whiteman that takes this one down. They will have tied the series after Destro put on a clinic there. The Rio Hardpoint 250-135 right there on board with Adam Savage. Ready in hand. Trying to make spaghetti here. All 4 members on the offense dedicating their resources all the way down to A, B. Redheaded stepchild. We don't need none of that. Marco getting the rest of the HP up right here. Mansions finds 1 off the back of a headshot. Marco's just hanging out in the steps like he's repairing them.
Yeah,
Marco's
just came off of work, right? In trouble, but yeah, he straight off of work and straight to his 3rd kill of the game as Savage cleans the rest up. That's a 2-piece for him coming in from the middle of the map. And well, there's 3 in a row for Speedy Whiteman. And it looks, I mean, Destro just don't have an answer right now.
Defense, offense, into defense. A fantastic job right here. And I don't believe we've seen a bomb plant yet. Again, perhaps just speaking to the advantage the defense so frequently gets on 6-star.
Yep. Go Destro back on D. Gotta think they need this round at this point in the game. Round 5 can be a crucial one. Destro right now with 4 combined kills. Just not looking like they were in map number 1, so we'll see how they answer here. A good throwback from the nade. Shoxy
nice. Can't
get the kill onto Mansion, so great opening blood from Speedy Whiteman, and Marco follows that one up for another, and you see the wrap on out. They're going to go towards the B side. It's Siski with a big kill to answer back, though, so 2v3 still, but Speedy Whiteman on the move to B.
Yeah, so this is just delving down back into just kind of a single Spawn TDM. Savage finds some shots from the edge right here, and we're staring down the barrel of a 3v1. Is it Velu or Velux? I could have sworn it was Velux here for Destro Gaming. I think you've been saying a little bit differently, those on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's my French Canadian in me that's saying Vayu, but I actually don't know.
Yeah, Cozy Vale, I believe.
Yeah, Cozy Vale is how everybody else calls him, but I don't know if his full like tag is Vayu or just Velu. I don't know.
Pretty sure it's Velux. We'll get confirmed one way or the other. We don't want to be mispronouncing out here. Regardless, Vale gets down to 2, does not wait for the health to come back. Of course, you know, it's kind of crunch time there. Vale Lux. We're getting
Lux.
There you go, getting the confirm from producer Cheeto Wonga. Who'd have guessed it? Never thought I'd say the words, right, Zarin?
Who'd have guessed it? I apologize for my giant French Canadianism. I will keep
How
that
dare
one
you.
to myself.
How dare
Velux it is. Moving forward, and yeah, Cheeto Wonga, the producer of the year, potentially?
Producer Wonga. Producer
Well,
Wonga.
He's killing it right now, so.
Yeah,
And,
we're joking around a little bit.
Yeah.
Ashton
So are
here, wanna
Speedy
give-
Whiteman.
No, hey, I mean, 4-1 right now doesn't seem that hard. Do want to give a fat shout out here to our observer as well. No production is complete. Not all the people getting this one done, helping us out, doing what we do. That's Ashton down there on the 0s and 1s, observing away. Appreciate it. Shoxy, now back to the action. Pulls this one out and immediately sprays that Rival 9 down. Nick Mansions will see you back in respawn, my friend.
Hey, 2v4. It's a good start from Destro. Now they have the ability to kind of go wherever they want on the map. But good shots there from Stewie. Now to 3 and 2 for him. Bomb's going to get planted on the B site. We're going to have a pretty much square up as Stewie and Marco try to work from the backside. But good shots from Aiden. Just going to back down as well. And now the impossible is going to have to be done from Marco here. 35 seconds left to work with. Gives himself a chance by hitting mid. But 2 players from the side of Destro there to cut him down.
Look, I like the play, right? Just spread mid, you get all kinds of information, you get opportunities and potential 1v1s right there. But this is the difference of a cup, not this kill right here, but on Marco, the very last little bit, that was the difference of a couple of pixels. If he gets to the left, he at least gets a little bit of cover and gets the opportunity to reach out. Where it goes from there, who knows? Round and round, right? 3 and 1 right there from Marco. Dude's coming home, taking off his shoes, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe changing into his house clothes or something like that, hopping on the game. Absolutely love it.
I still think he's got the suit and tie on. He just instantly loaded up, downloaded his ginormous update, and well, here we are. Marco, good map from him so far. 5 kills already, and Savage with a huge opening blood. Trades back and forth. That's Mansions and Marco picking some up for themselves, and now down to a 1v1. Bomb gonna go down.
Marco in 1v1. 10 minutes ago he was punching out, but he's going up against Vale that is 10 and 5 right now. Let's put this into numbers that people can understand. Okay, Zarin, Vale has 5 times the number of kills than the rest of his team has.
Yeah, not a great showing from Destro's teammates, but Vale trying to get another clutch win, and he does. 3rd round on the board now for Destro. Well, it was 4-1. Within 1 round is Destro, thanks to the likes of Vale Lux. Vale Lux, guys, as we move on to round number 8 here momentarily.
Hey, so this is exactly what the doctor ordered if you're a little DR of Destro here, right? Can't spell without a DR. Vale picking up his 11th right there, right? Some fantastic stuff. But also, and again, the back-to-back rounds here, Zarin. This was a 3-round run from Destro, starting in the 3rd of these points, the 3rd of these search and destroy rounds now, or start for Speedy Whiteman, excuse me. And now Destro putting one back-to-back here, offense into a defense. Love it.
All right, here we go. Looks like it's going to be a 2-2 split. Oh, interesting to see how Destro's going to approach this. Perhaps just lay back, wait for a mistake from the side of Speedy Whiteman. And right now, it's Speedy Whiteman not giving them much of anything. As you see a very widespread setup from those guys on the defensive side so far. Oof.
Man, that was Shoxy trying to cut the corner right there. Mansion's also dropping, so numbers staying even, 3v3 as of right now. Destro just looking to spread these kills around just a little bit more. They cannot all be done by a man named Vale Lux. Although there's another one right there. Aiden. There you go. Finding another one right here. As there's a 1v1. Another one. Marco dropped in the last one here, Zarin. How will he fare in this one?
Yeah, this time it's Aiden. Marco 7 and 6, make it 8. Bomb down with the clutch. Puts his team on map point. Still got the tie around his neck. and just put it around Aiden's as he takes him out in the 1v1. Great kill from him, and now Speedy Whiteman have a chance to tie this series right back up.
There you go. So that was the 1994 movie sequence in the end, the last couple of seconds defusing the bomb, right? But also, I want to give an update. It looks like there is a KD error on the UI here. Marco took a couple of kills there, but he's been 3-1 for 3 rounds now. So just letting you guys know, we will get we'll get accurate KD numbers and whatnot. Logic would follow that Aiden, Shoxy, Siski, especially given they've lost 5 rounds, do not have 1 death, or 0 deaths. These just have to be updated here soon. I don't know what just happened right there.
There might be an issue in game. I'm not sure what is going on here. It looks like one of the Destro players is lagged out.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's 5-3 right now. This was again coming into Speedy Whiteman's possible last, but their offensive round, and that's where we will write this down. I got it on the sheet of paper with Speedy Whiteman offense. I got it written down. You can't tell me that it didn't happen, okay? You can't tell me that it didn't happen here. We got video evidence here, Azar, and no gaslighting, all right?
No, none at all. And while we try to figure out what the issue is, I mean, you can talk about what we've seen from Speedy Whiteman so far, but Destro showing a little bit of good signs, some good signs towards the middle part of that S&D, but still find themselves down now on map point.
Yeah, so map point here, 5-3. I mean, 3 rounds back-to-back right here. It is going to be a little bit difficult, but this is kind of the Destro that we were watching. They came forth with a 250 to about 135 exact number. It's somewhere in there. Not quite doubling up on Speedy Whiteman, but still going forth. And when it just comes down to slays, given the search and destroy is so frequently come down to just 4-man single spawn team deathmatch right here, right? We saw two defuses and 3 plants thus far.
Yeah, it's been a straight up battle, but I mean, Destro, they made it clear that they're at least more favorable in the respawns, at least in this series.
Right.
But to be fair, we've only seen one, but definitely don't look like themselves, and definitely not as confident as they were in that map 1. So, I mean, they still have a chance to win this map, but if we move into map number 3 at a tied series, you got to look for them to kick it up a notch yet again.
Oh, absolutely. And again, yeah, best of 5 right here. We'll be able to go forth here, and if Speedy Whiteman take this down, we'll be looking at a little bit of an extended series here. This is something else we haven't really talked about too much here. Rio was the first map. We're going 6-star, Invasion, 6-star, and Invasion. If we go the full 5 maps right here. I'm getting yelled at by my production staff. We're going to be taking a break and coming right back to you in just a minute, folks.
Back, day 2 of the Premier Circuit, Major 2, live from San Antonio, Texas. My name is Quinn, better known as Colorblind, joined with Zepp, and we have a clash of legends, quite literally. Legend 6 Gold taking on Legend 6 White here today, and this is going to be a fun one, and the maps are really interesting, Zepp.
Yeah, the maps are incredibly interesting, which I'm sure we are about to get into. But man, both of these teams playing against each other. The Legends of 6 crew, Gold versus White. Who is going to come out on top as we take a look at the rosters here? Super interested to see how this one is going to go. Got a chance to cover both of these teams before, but honestly, I wouldn't have a clue in saying which way this is going to go. It could be quite an evenly contested affair.
Yeah, no, I mean, between the players, Marco is definitely a player to look out for on Legend 6 White. My production staff has given us some really good statistics, and if those statistics are entirely right, everyone on Legend 6 Gold has over 100 kills in that round-robin rotation set. So they are all fraggers, all things considered, but it's going to be very interesting. We're taking a look at our maps here, sub-base,